are. Sweet. Sweet. Alright, good morning. Yeah. Morning, everybody. So, still working on the XS250. This camera angle's not really going to work. I think we're going to have to readjust the camera, but let's get some crap off the seats because there's crap everywhere. But last episode we were doing cam time and valve clearance adjustments. This time we're going, as you can see, the motor is back in. A lot less heavy the second time around picking it up. So now we're just reattaching everything, putting everything back together, and I'm going to adjust the angle of that camera because it's annoying me. What I think we'll do is we'll lift it, make it a little bit taller, and push it back a little bit because it's not like... Put it back here. That's better. Now you can see a lot more. All right. So, everything's back in. The motor is back in. Now we just need to do the reassembly process, which is listed on page 70 something of the manual. There's a lot. Anyway. The hard part's done. We've taken it. Oh, that camera's really far away. That's terrible. I'll have to readjust that again. That is horrendous. Okay. So this is the motorbike. Better yet, what if we do this? What if I have the angle over here? Now you can actually see what I'm doing. Sort of. Around a bit more. Yeah, see, that's the thing, streaming on your phone. It makes it a little bit tricky to actually get camera angles right, but sitting on my cameras here. Anyway, all the bolts to secure the motor are back in. So what we got? Hi, what's your name? Sorry, Jimmy with a 3. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, so we've got all the mounting bolts back in. It's just a matter of doing them all up now. All down here from the last video, that was the one that was full of mud and oil and just general crap. I'm gonna turn that out of the road because that's annoying me a little bit. But yeah, basically, it's just a matter of putting everything back together now. Hi everyone that's just rocked up. Jeremy, okay, there you go. Makes sense now. Anyway, yeah, so we still got the cover off. All the leads are out, everything is clean. It cleaned up quite nicely because we had to spray a lot of degreaser and do a lot of washing. I'm sorry about the light out there. I'll just drop that door because it's a bit glary. Bring this one down. Okay, should be able to see a bit better now, hopefully. That dealt with the glare? Yeah, fairly well. So, all the mounting bolts are back in. It's just a matter of tightening them up. Yeah, and reconnecting everything. We've already got the tacho cable back in. I've left this off because I need to leave that cover off to do the timing for the motor. Yeah, and then I've got these things got to be tested because I'm pretty sure there is an issue with the ignition, so I do have to test the actual ignition coils right there. All of this I have learnt from this manual. So if you're doing up an old bike, highly recommend going on eBay and buying the old shop manual for it. There's a lot of terms in there that go straight over my head, but most of it's pretty straightforward. So this is what we were dealing with. That sort of mess was down in there, in where the clutch. Yeah, so that's the part of the clutch there. That's the clutch cable. That mess was all down in there. It was a pain to clean out. It was very dirty. That's why there's a blanket on the seat I'm sitting on, because I didn't have a stand to put the motor on while I was cleaning it. So, yeah, that's why I got to sit on this. So I've got some other chats coming in. I just subbed. Oh, cheers, man. Thank you very much. It is a nice bike. It's going to be even nicer when I can ride it, but at the moment I can't. So we're working. The bolts are back in. Yeah, it was a lot easier to put back in than it was to take out. So, if required, replace 2 engine mounting brackets to the rear. They're done. Remembering the stop lamp switch bracket is held by the right hand bracket lower bolt. Yes, that one's there's a little hook in there that the brake line goes into. For replacing the nuts on the engine mount and bolts, refit the head steady bracket, done. Head steady is held, blah blah blah. Track the starter motor lead across from the engine from left to right and secure it to the mudguard before reconnection to the starter motor upper solenoid terminal. Okay, starter motor lead is this bad boy here. I can't believe I actually know some of this stuff now. Like, it took me a while, but I'm starting to get head across it. Before we do that, I want to tighten these bolts. So I reckon that's going to be a 14, because I've been undoing and redoing bolts pretty much the entire time I've been doing this. It is a 14, I was correct. I'm learning a lot though, I'll tell you that much. I'm learning way more than I thought I would. That's tight. Yeah. Sweet. So, anyway, what's everyone been up to? How's everyone's day going? Mine's going pretty good. This is what I'll be doing. Like I said last time with this live stream, I love doing these live streams. Dick it around in the shed essentially, it's good. That's a really long bolt, that one. I'm going to be here for a little bit, doing that. And then we're going to need to put the extension on the ratchet, because to get to the other side of this bolt is also a pain. I'll tell you what though, this is a lot easier to do with that cover off. Way easier to do. When I was taking it off, I took the cover off. I don't think I even took the cover off before I actually took the engine out. But now the cover's off, this makes it a lot easier to do. I've got a sprocket repair kit, so the sprockets are ready to be replaced. Yeah, nice and tight. Can't get the spanner out now. There we go. There's another one down here, which I'm going to need the extension for. But yeah, I'm on my second day off at the moment, so what's everyone been up to is the question. That's the main question we got. So this has been my life for the past couple of weeks, has been doing up this motorbike. I have enjoyed it. I have learned much, and there is still much more to learn. So I have to position myself a bit better for this one. And of course that bolt's a different size. So there's a lot of parts on this motorbike have just been like, clearly when it's been serviced before, parts have been lost. And you know, they've had to make do with what they've got. I might readjust that angle because I really don't like looking up at the camera. I'm not a terribly huge fan of that. Yeah. Just adjust this tripod a little bit. And that way it makes it easier to read chats too. If we do get a fair bunch coming in. Good thing it's an easy to use tripod, eh? Angle that down a bit more as well. All right, now have that alongside the bike there, so you're not trying to... That's a bit friendlier, that's good angle, except for that there. Anyway, I'm getting new handlebars too, because I don't like these ones. I don't know if you can... Camera really shows how swept back they are. Not a terribly huge fan of that, so I'm going to get some different handlebars. Already ordered some actually. Got some second-hand ones. Found a dude on eBay that was getting rid of his straight handlebars, and I don't know, I might sell these or I might keep them, I don't know. But not a terribly huge problem, but it's not my style, and it's also not the original XS bars. The original XS bars are straight out handlebars. Okay. That one didn't fit. We'll see if this one does. And it's 16 mil. Probably going to have to go to 17 because I have a feeling that's the size that it is. That's one thing that's come out of this, is that I'm getting better at predicting what the exact size of the nut or bolt is going to be for spanners. It's 17. I was right. Well, I reckon it's a 17. We're about to find out. Yep. Not too tight, but considering engines vibrate, then we're back to a 14, I think. These ones done it nice and white. Okay, so that's the bolts for the engine on the back. And there's a couple little ones. I think they're not 14s. They're probably 12s. Fuck, I'm good. 12s. And these ones are threaded. They've got a threaded mount, so I don't have to actually. It's just a matter of just doing them up. I don't have to have a second spanner in there for those. Apparently, there's a mud guard here somewhere. It says in the manual. I don't see it. But best part is, I can readjust the camera later because we can finally put on those new inlet stubs to the motor that I've had for be nearly a month now. They've been sitting waiting on. So that should make my life a little bit easier doing that. Have this in a nice little position there. Nice and tight, excellent. That's onto these ones at the front. At 14s, oh sorry, 12s. I've got to get better at putting my tools back where they're supposed to go when I'm finished with them because I needed my vice grips for something the other day. I forgot what it was, and I was looking for my vice grips for ages. Simply because I put them in the wrong place. They were not easily located, and I found that very frustrating. Done that. But I was chatting with some guys at work. One of them does uphold bikes, and I said I like working on bikes as a way to learn how engines work, because simply for the fact that everything on the bike you can pretty much see. Like you don't have to go digging under components to look for this component or that component. Like they're all pretty visible. Why is that not into tighten? There we go. Everything's like fairly visible components. So this one's done up. Ow! Of course that's a different size nut as well. It's probably a 13. I reckon. That one's a 12 at the front. I don't know how they managed to do that. It's a 14. Oh yeah. Oh, so what do you do today, Harry? Mostly looked for different size bolts and nuts and kept moving my head to avoid hitting them on handlebars. That was what I did today. No, that's nowhere near tightened enough yet. Yeah, that's pretty much all this stream is going to be, is me reassembling the motor. I mean, not the motor, but reassembling all the parts that plug into the motor, because the motor's reassembled, it's done. It's had a good clean. Those ones are not 12, I reckon they're going to be possibly 16s. Yeah, 16s for those ones. No, 17s. Yeah. 17 here, and 17 mil spanner. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we're doing. That's alright. I've got to get all that repainted anyway. No, of course the bloody bolts aren't 17mm. See, it's a mystery. I don't know how so much things in this are like, yeah, you need a 14mm spanner and a 17mm bit, which is exactly what I'm going to have to use, I think. I don't know how so many parts on this motorbike are like that, but they just are. Keep spinning that till it turns itself. There we go. Nice and tight. And give me that spanner back, please. Nah. Problems. Just enough to move that off. Okay, now we can go there. And there we go. See, that's a problem. Can't get the bloody spanner in there. Yeah, so there's so many parts laying around the shed, and I'm actually finally able to put this thing back together so I don't have parts laying everywhere, which is really nice. I can't tell you how good it feels to actually finally be putting stuff back on the bike instead of walking around bits of motor and bits of handlebars and bits of this and bits of accent. Because I have that bike in the back. This is a XS250 79 model. If you do, you might actually be able to give me some good advice, because yeah, I know nothing about motorbikes. This is all me learning. That's what this whole live stream is about. Last live stream had a guy that popped by and gave some really good advice on because I was putting the crank cover back on the not crank cover, cylinder head back on the cylinder head crank cover back on the motorbike, and he gave me some really good advice around that, and it helped so much. So if you got some advice, feel free to pop it in the chat. I am more than happy to listen to it. We've got the bolts done back up. Next part is the starter leads. So there are little bits that this runs through, and I don't know if I should readjust the camera for this. I probably will actually. Might do that. Drop these legs about halfway. Halfway-ish, I'm guessing here. See if that works. And be like eye level with me then. I'll move the camera back a little bit so you can see a bit more of it. No, that's not the one I want to undo. Oops. There we go. Easy. So, Gal, stop. I'll get some more light in here as well. Anyway, so, stepping on bits. Fortunately, got a little bit of oil on my. Yeah, let's just turn that wheel out of the road. Ow, that's better. Yeah, so what we're doing is this one here. That's our starter lead, which plugs onto our starter motor, which is this one here. And to access where that hooks into, we gotta open up this, which can be a pain in the bum sometimes to get this motor. There we go. All right. There's all the beautiful electronics. The battery's disconnected, probably dead now. Because it's been apart for many weeks. But basically, we want to run this, and there is a couple points that it hooks into. I just got to remember where they are. So that one comes up through here and hooks into, that's a brake line. That we want on this side. That hooks into get out of it. No, anyway, while that's out as well, before we start hooking that back in, there's a thing that I want to do, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a big fan of looking at dirty lines. So I have my little special, you can find it, there it is. I have my little special bottle of, if you're looking to make cleaning products for home, highly recommend, that's just methyl and water. Works really, really well to get old crud off of like plastics and rubber and stuff. Literally just methyl and water. Works like magic. Great cleaning agent too, because most things you want to clean off, you can get off with methyl, but because it's got water in it, it's not as harsh on stuff that might not like methyl. I think it's about 70% methyl or methylated spirits, and the rest of it's water, and that's it. And because methyl dries real quick, you put like, you can use it on stuff and then pretty much use the thing that you sprayed it on straight away. So that hooks into there and then comes up through here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just turn that a little bit. You can actually see what I'm doing here. That comes across there and then it's under here, which is really confusing because I remember I had to be very careful about where I was putting stuff in this one. And that's our little that thing there. You can't really see that. Hold on. I'm going to be moving the camera around this stream, everyone, sorry. And then goes on, there's a little nut there, and it goes onto that. But this is the tricky part, because that nut loves to fall out and go places it's not supposed to go. So just got to undo the nut and not lose it, hopefully. There we go, works. And pull that a little bit. It's going to come along. Come along now, cooperate please. Now the road, you don't belong there. And then that should just hook straight on the end of that. It's going to work. Require a little bit of manipulation. Yep, hooked on the end. And this is a tricky part because this nut's not going to cooperate. What do we do? Like 8 mil? No, right, 10 mil. 10 mil nut. Perfect. Alright. And pop that there because we will need it in a sec. Oh, don't lose it. Oh, I nearly lost it. Shit. That's what I didn't want to happen. Thankfully for me, that fell all the way down to the bottom. Okay. So in the end, I just need you to start grabbing that thread. Engage, please. Cross thread. Fuck. See, this is the thing. I'm sure I can take this off, probably. Split pins. Yep. Don't know why I didn't think of that before. I was a bit silly. Now I can actually sit instead of trying to reach over the top of a seat, which should make my life significantly easier. Okay. No, yeah, I figured while I was here, I may as well check the fuses too. Make sure they're all still intact. Yeah, so everything in here is near 50 years old. Right. Come on. It's really not wanting to cooperate, this little nut. If I just push that a little bit. That was the issue, it was grabbing onto the wrong thing. I'll be here a while doing this. Okay, the nut is on, so is the lead. tighten that up till it's not too tight, but tight enough that it's not going to rattle off. And you can imagine there's going to be a fair bit of vibration going through this bike when it's in use. Yeah, I knew I'd be here a while doing this one. Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more. Alright, that'll do. So now that should be able to just thread that back onto the thing that it sits on. I don't know, maybe that starter motor needs to be, oh, it's not the starter motor, but it's a relay or something. Maybe that needs to be replaced at some point. At least I know where it is now. That's the beauty of it. I know where it is. Please say hi if you said hello. Hello to, sorry, I need glasses, I think. Colby. G'day, Colby. Hi. I was going to say hi anyway. It's rude if you don't say hi back. Yeah, so that's where we're at. This is the negative lead for the motor. See, that's the thing. I've got a lot of parts like that aren't actually connected to anything. Don't know where they go. But this one, where does this belong? I have no idea. Probably the negative lead, I'd say. It's black. It's connected to the frame, and there's nothing on the negative lead. So I'd say both of these go on the negative. Highly likely. Yeah. It's not copper though. That one's got a little bit of copper on it. So you'd think if there was one sitting on it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Worry about connecting the electrics later. That can happen at a later date. What we're up to now is refit the head steady brake. Yeah, sorry, we've already done that. And it's good to route the two cables from the alternator up forward of the battery box, securing them by means of clips provided. Yep, there's a big clip there. And then by the clips provided, I'm reconnecting them at the two block connectors. Reconnect the two contact breaker leads, which is right here, which is off camera. We'll do that in a sec. Before I do that, I'm going to grab my cheeky, sneaky, if I can remember where I put it, there it is. Alright, I'm going to grab some gloves while I'm up too, because I'm starting to get oil and crap all over my hands. Always used to think gloves were a bit like out of place in a mechanic shop. You know, they wear those black gloves in those videos. Now that I've started doing a little bit of work on engines in the shed and getting like stains like that, and it's got a white shower floor, so it's ruined the shower floor, it makes sense to me now why people wear gloves when they're working with oily stuff. So I'm going to pop these on, because otherwise I'm just going to keep getting oil all over my hands, and I really don't want to do that. So what I was up grabbing is this. They're not a sponsor. None of the things you see in this video are a sponsor. Wouldn't it be nice to have a sponsorship, but I don't. It's just contact cleaner. I got WD-40 contact cleaner because it was the only one they had, and I was kind of in a rush. I'm sure if I waited a couple of days, I would have been able to get something a little bit cheaper, because this isn't cheap. But this is just so I can give these insides of these terminals a little bit of a spray, because they are awfully dirty. And I'm going to move my shoe because I don't want to get some. See, that's a problem. Why is there only 3 prongs on that one? I feel like there should be more than 3 prongs on it. Anyway, move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. There we are. So I'm going to be messing around in here. Now there is a facility for wires to be run through on this one. Just near the clutch case thing cut out. There is a facility, and these ones
I believe there's also a cable at the back there, yep, so we've got to run straight up. I am not going to run them underneath where the stand sits though. So I think that's a recipe for disaster doing that. Because every time I put that stand down, they're going to want to get pulled out. So pull these back a little bit. Give them a spray. Make sure there's nothing in there that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, it's a lot of cleaning. I didn't realise how much working on motorbikes is cleaning. Yeah, it's a lot of cleaning. Anyway, so now I can run these up in between. Great song, by the way, by Beartooth. If you're looking to get into metal, In Between by Beartooth is a great place to start. I probably should have run these up before I actually put the motor back in, but I don't want to crush them, so yeah, flick those out. Dirty, 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 dirty contacts. They're very dirty. Now, you're not going to want to cooperate, you know. Just one through at a time. I know there is a facility for, yeah, see, I'm pushing it in the wrong area. Push it. Come on. There we are. Good lad. Oh, now my arm's caught. Oh, what a cluster. What a bloody cluster. You are probably not going to want to cooperate, I think. I have a input. Oh no, I've got it. Yay! Woo! Okay. They're both pulled through that way. Now I can see why auto electricians are just angry people.
Trying to run all these cables through areas they don't want to go through. Not a big fan of going through there, are you? No? Okay. They're in position. Now we can continue to run them up. Where's the head of it? Caught on something. Oh man. Run that way and then tuck it through there. And then I can put it through that little wire keeper. Yes, no, yes. Wowee, I didn't think it was going to be this bloody difficult to do that. Okay, and you can go sit in the keeper. Get in the keeper. Get in your box. And second one. And then, I believe, these are designed in such a way that you literally cannot stuff it up when you're reconnecting them, because they've got male and female on both ends. And yes, that is the correct term when referring to connectors. There's a male connector and a female connector. Sure, you can use your imagination to figure out why. And then if I just grab that and just squeeze it down, it should hold it in place. Have we got little connections are all good, fam. One of these is going to want to pull through, which is probably that one. No, it's this one. Yeah. There we go. Bring the connectors. And these, I'm going to give them another spray again because they look like shit. Let them dry. Anyway, so that's where we're at. we've got the connections, they are pulled through, and now we can reconnect the connections. So this one is the female, that is the male, so they go together. I feel like that's missing a lead. Oh, it's not. Okay. Connection completed, and second one connection completed. And then they got a little wire holder right there. Hopefully I can just bend that around. Sweet. Right, they are back in place. That is done. And now connecting the contact breaker, which is on my side, so you won't be able to see it, but it's two little, I think they call like snap connections or something like that. One of them is terrible though. I'm pretty sure I have electrical tape here somewhere. I should probably use some. Yeah. Nah, look, yeah, this is why I need to learn a little bit about wiring, I think. I don't think it matters which one they connect into. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's just one. And that will be two. That one didn't snap. That did not make a satisfying noise. One of them did. Oh, that's done. I'm not worried about ruining the book. It's got a little stains all over it. Okay, contact breaker's done. Reset the air hose unit on the rear of the crankcase, close to the frame, down tubes. No, I need to put the carburetors back on first, and before I do that, we need to get the inlet stubs that have been sitting there waiting patiently to be put back on for many, many moves. Grab them out. Somewhere. It's on it. That's an air filter. Another air filter. This is the carb holder kit. I think that might be it. Yes, this is it. Even comes with gaskets. Awfully handy. So these ones, put these ones back on. With gaskets included. In. And then we can put the carburetor back on. That's the part that's been off the longest, is the carburetor. Again, just patiently waiting. I'm having a look while I'm over here, because I only have 3 screws. I don't know where the other one's gone. I only had 3 screws when I took these off. And not because I lost one, but because for some reason there was only 3 screws keeping these in place. So, we've got inlet stubs there. I also have, I might just show you, if I can remember where I put the, there, underneath the respirator. One of these may work. They're a little bit too long though, aren't they? Well, won't know unless we try. Will not know unless we try. And we're going to need our Allen key, which is very handy. We're sitting right there. Okay, so we've got this. This can go in there and wait patiently, please. Don't go anywhere. And sit there. So now, and get this out. This is our gaskets for our inlet stubs, which are these bad boys here. So literally both the exact same. And then we just put the gasket in, get our screws, thread them through one side on, and then go from there. Excellent. That is the wrong size Allen kit. No, it's not. It's the right size. Hey, Macy. Sorry, my dogs are constantly coming in to check the progress, see how it's going. They want something new to bark at. Motorbike's a little good excuse for them to bark at something loud that moves real fast and makes noise. Kind of what I just said was sort of redundant. But anyway, that's fine. So is that cross-threaded? I think that might be, yeah, it's cross-threaded. Alright, try this again and get that out of the road so it doesn't interfere with that. That really does not want to go in, that screw. Okay. I think that's cross-threaded, eh? Got a feeling. Or maybe it's just really hard to put in. Oh, you know why? There might be a little bit of paint overspray in there, I think. And we'll try the bottom one first. We'll see if that makes a difference. Yeah. So all that wonderful space that we had in there is now going to be taken up by a carburetor, which is sort of sad. Come off. This is a lot harder to do in gloves. A lot harder. Okay, here we go for that one. There we go. And that's why I'm not using an impact driver, because if that was cross-threaded, I would have just completely rooted the entire thing. Yeah. No. Oh, you can actually see what I'm doing. I was worried that whole time that you wouldn't actually be able to see what was going on down there, but that's on. And then we can put the second one on, which this one's uncooperative. This has got an uncooperative thread. Please cooperate with me. It's just uncooperative in general, I think, this one. Because that was dead on. I think I mucked up here. I think it's got to be the other way around. Hold on. Let's have a look. Yeah. No, so there's a left and a right. I believe. I actually know now. And so on that side, that one's going to be straight out to the side, which isn't right. So that's supposed to, yeah, so I mucked up. That's alright. Live and you learn. Would have been handy if they wrote left, right on them, but I suppose if you know what you're doing, you're going to know. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I should stop saying that. I'm at the point now where I kind of know what I'm doing. Granted, I still have a long ways to go until I can do this properly, but I'm learning. That's the important part. So, sorry guys, this turned out to be a little bit of a boring stream. This one's just me undoing and redoing bolts. Well, gotta do it sometime. And if it wasn't on camera, I wouldn't have evidence that I did something today. Straight up and down that one, sweet. So we want to put you there. Got to remember to take the Allen key off when I'm trying to engage these threads, because it makes it take longer and be more annoying if I don't do it that way. Okay. Yeah, so I, like I was mentioning at the start, I did that big clean yesterday of all the oily, muddy components that were underneath the, inside the clutch housing, I guess it's called, sprocket housing. I still need to clean under the motor proper, because that is still a bloody mess down there, but yeah, it's been good. I'm happy with the progress I've made so far, and I wanted to get this thing ready before Christmas and actually start riding it on the roads before Christmas. I think, can't say for certain, but I think I am on track for that goal. So we're getting there. That's the important part. We're making progress. Could be making progress a little quicker, but I've got to do other stuff as well. I can't devote all my time and energy to doing this. Get in there. There's me hammer at. No, I don't have a hammer, but I do have a chisel. I can just use it. Tap the end of that. There we go. There we go. That is a really tight thread, that one, eh? Maybe that's the wrong side. I don't know. I honestly don't know at this point. Ah, come out. Okay, now we can do the bottom one, which is a dream compared to that one. It goes in way easier. Let me get a proper engagement on that. Oh. So that's. These don't have these like mounting screws don't actually have a torque setting that they're supposed to go to, so kind of just gotta eyeball. It's not the right word, but I want to have that one straight up as well, because when these were put in, the other one was put in upside down. Not by me. Again, this is by whoever worked on the bike before. I didn't do that. Which I am happy to admit that I did not mess it up. Okay, that one's, yeah, it's just those top threads are just tight. Just really tight, those top threads. Okay, and I want to make sure I capture the gasket. Well, yep, got that. There we go. All right. Progress. Top threads are just tight threads. That's what, that one's going a lot better now. That's good. Very good. This is exciting. I'm just about to put the carburetor back on. I'm very happy about that. All right, bottom one. In you go. Be a good lad. There we are. No, this one's going to be a pain in the ass. So my replacement bolt is a bit long, and I'm going to see if it gets relatively all the way to the end. I'm just going to leave it as is. But if there's a big chunk of it still sticking out, I will have to get out the angle grinder and do a quick bit of modification on this particular screw, bolt, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know the difference all that well. I just think in my mind screws go into wood and bolts go into metal. But you can also put, yeah, see that's still sitting out. No, that's going to have to be modified. It's going to have to lose about, let's just take 10 mil off the end, I reckon. Alright, so I'm going to go literally be back in 30 seconds, and then you're going to hear yeah, and then a little bit of and then I'll be done. But before I do that, I'm going to toss these gloves because they are annoying the crap out of me. Left the bloody bolt in there. Alright, I'll be back. I've got to do some quick modifications. Literally only take me like 30 seconds to do. Right, I'm back. Angle grinder, cutting wheel still on it, perfect. Chuck this in the vise.
a real quick trim. Done. Real quick sand, not sand, but trim with the good old bloody grinding wheel. There we go. We have one modified screw. So, yes, before you ask, I have done that before. You can do it. You just got to make sure, because when you cut it, it makes a lot of sharp edges and it ruins the thread a little bit. You just got to make sure you like kind of sand it off sort of round edge so the front can go in, the threads can still engage, and you're not making a mess of it while you're doing that. Low battery on watch, lovely. And come on, engage. Don't make me look silly. Oh, it's gonna make me look silly, isn't it? Oh, it is too. Yeah, it's gonna make me look silly. What have I done here? Yeah, alright. I see. Let's just try it again, because maybe I got it wrong the first time. Nah, got it now. There we go. I did get it wrong the first time. Hopefully I cut off enough. I cut off about half a centimetre, 5 mil. I think that should just be enough. I think, spoiler alert, it wasn't. I don't have to do that again. Get a real good tighten. Not too tight. Alright. Yep. This one a good tighten as well. Needs a little bit of a hammering. They are old bolts. Okay. It's gonna come out, there we go. And this one, double check that one's good. That one is good, yep. And this one's just being plain obnoxious and not wanting to work how a bolt should work at all. And I can't have it sit proud, because if it does, we're not going to have a good seal on that, and that's going to affect something. I've got no idea what it's going to affect, but it'll affect something. That'll do. That's pretty tight in there. Alright, we've got our 2 inlet stubs in. We can now put the carburetor back in. I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. Before I do that, I'm going to just remove this bloody... I don't know where to find a replacement one of them. It's just like clear poly pipe, but I'm pretty sure that's not... Pretty sure it's not what you're supposed to be using for that part. Anyway, carburetor has been waiting for weeks to go back in. And it's sitting right here, patiently waiting. And it's, like I said, it has been patiently waiting. This is the first thing, the very first piece I took off of this bike and like started to take apart and have a look at was this carburetor here. Oh, so it is going to want to work. Alright, it's my bloody, the choke spring on this thing. I don't know what happened to it when I took it off, but it went all funky. Making sure it's still good. And the throttle should still smooth. Springs are all clean. It's been given a real good clean on the inside and a real good degrees as well, because it was
It looked horrendous on the outside before. It was covered in mud and crud and about everything else you can think of. But I've given it a good and proper clean, and now we are missing parts to put that back together, and that is the air boxes. Oh, far out. Now we have these, like, they're collars that I have the option to replace them with stainless steel, because they got, I'll leave those stainless steel ones for the airbox because that's probably what I'm going to be taking off more often. These collars go over those stubs and then you tighten up the clamp, basically. That's how it works. So this is supposed to slide straight over that. Straight over that. Don't make a liar out of me. How far over the thing is it supposed to slide there? That's the question. So it's good on that side. Why is it not wanting to work on the top? Okay. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to do that before I... Yeah. Okay. Fair. I think I'm supposed to do that before I put the stubs on. Yes, I am. Possibly. Perhaps. No? No, it works. Just have to look at it and have another try and hold your mouth right. That's how that works. And slide that over the top. Oh, I'm supposed to leave it on there, aren't I? Ah. Try that again. Because I think these are going to be a little bit too thick for that. Oh, they might be just, but no, they're too thick. Yeah. Oh well. It's worth a try. They can go on the airbox. Okay. So, turn you around until you reach that point, and then we can just push you straight on. And same with you, and where's the other? This is the problem, having parts all over the shed. I don't know where I put the other bloody collar. And it's the same color. It's on the stub. Stooge. Sorry everybody, that was silly. Okay. And that, rotate that way. And then you should just go bada bing, bada boom. Excellent. And turn these so they're facing up. So I can do them up real easy. And carburetor right in front of me. Alright, so that is the airbox side, that is the motor side. But before I do that, I do have a throttle repair kit, and I just realised I probably should have sorted that out before I started doing all this. Oh well. I reckon I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. I reckon, in the words of Ben Folds 5, do it anyway. That throttle repair kit, let's go grab it. Ugh. If I remember where I put that one. There it is. Woo! It's getting exciting now, it's all getting put back together. It's like a great big puzzle. Very fun. Very, very fun. Chuck that plastic bag in there too. I don't want trash floating around my yard. Don't want to be that guy that when someone else moves into this house is like bits and pieces of my existence everywhere. It's a little bit annoying when you got to deal with that. Alright. So, just before we fully commit to this, we want to make sure it actually is long enough. So where's that old throttle cable gone? It's right there. So that runs underneath the coils. There's not really a housing for it, is there? No, kind of just sits there. Alright, so that's our new one. This is our old one. Pull that out and over and out again, and then yeah. We'll just have to check the length while it's in the thing because I could not be bothered trying to get that out now. So we're there. And this is the new one. New one is ever so slightly longer. Yeah, that's alright, we can work with that. So, this is the new one. Put that in there. May have to end the stream very suddenly too because my dad's supposed to be arriving today. And on his motorbike too. And yes, he will be coming and having a look at this. Alright. Give me your other end, please. Oh man, this is fucking... What a mess. What a mess. What a bloody mess. Alright, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Put that through there. And that one can just hang down over the side. Waiting for the day it gets called upon again. Why is there a wire that's cut off from that one? That's what I mean, there's these little gremlins all over this motor. I don't know what any of it means. Alright. So remember vaguely from doing this before that I do need to reattach the throttle cable before I put this carburetor back in. That's upside down. There we go. Now just got to remember, I don't think there's any particular parts it mounts to except the airbox. But, get rid of this. Place the exhaust system, blah 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 blah. Slide the carburetors into place and then forward so they enter the inlet stubs. Ensure the carburetors are correctly positioned before tightening the screw clips. Place the air filter boxes and retaining straps and then tighten the full screw clip. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And then it's just airbox after that, and then we've basically got the motor reassembled. So, you are upside down again. Go that way. And if I grab that throttle cable wherever it went, so that goes in there and around and in there, and that's it. That's the throttle. Put back in, and then you line up with this, and then I'll just give it a good solid push. This is the hard part. I remember this is the hard part, taking them out too, was getting them out of these bloody inlets. Just doesn't want to work. You watch, I'll end up pushing the whole bike in a sec. So what if we just get the bottom in and then lever it? Nope. Nope. Oh, it does not want to work at all. I'll just get one side. The screw clips are loose, so that should just... So that's a problem, because it's a twin. You can't twist it and manipulate it to put it in, so you kind of got to just... Everything's got to line up perfect. Ah, come on. I think I might have to... Oh, I don't know what to do with this one now. There's got to be a method to doing this. But the problem is there's bars and stuff everywhere. I reckon. Can't really tap it with a hammer. Actually, maybe I can. Maybe I can do that. We're going to try it. We'll see what happens. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Need a bloody. Alright. Yeah, you're seeing problem solving real time with Harry Miller. I reckon. I'm gonna wipe my pants. I don't want any crud getting into my inlets. Oh, Duolingo. Telling me it's time to practice. Time to practice your languages. No, it's not gonna work, is it? Ah, get underneath. Right, so. Oh, okay. Girls, come on. Yep. It was supported from that way. Alright. Just a good, solid push. No, not going to cooperate with that. Yeah. Come on. Oh, man. If anybody watching has any tips for getting these back in, please let me know, because they are just not cooperating at the moment. Being quite quarrelsome. Quite quarrelsome indeed. I reckon we can just focus on the one side and see if we can get that in, because then we can use that as leverage for the second side. Ah. Far out. Oh, we got half a side in. Oh. Don't work with me here, buddy. Oh. All right. Oh, I'm sweating now. I have another idea. Oh, that might work. Because it is just a push fit. Now, I may be completely, whoops, may be completely wrong about this, but I think if I, oh yeah, that one, yes, yes, that may work. If I pop that there, line it up, and then just really reef on the board, no, just slipped. Bugger! Ah! I thought I had it for a second there. I thought for sure this is it. This is it. This is good. Ugh. Alright. Lots of trouble. Yeah, come on. It's wanting to work. I'm moving the motorbike now. Just put a foot there to brace it. The top is in. What about on that side? The top is out. Ah, far out. Frustration. See, that's the thing. I can't really quite hit that with a hammer. It's a dead blow hammer, so it's designed for this sort of stuff, but problem is there's no, I'm going to purchase anywhere to smack it. Oh, I do not know. I'm going to have to keep trying though. No one else is going to do it. That's one side. One side does not fit all. What if I take these boards out? I just need to get that first lip in and then I should be right. See, that's the problem. It just wants to keep popping back out. I do not know. I'm going to have to rest that there for now. Have a think on this. What are we at anyway? 111. I reckon that's enough of a live stream. Yeah. Cannot for the life of me figure out how to get this carburetor back in. I'm not giving up because obviously it has to go back in, but I'm just kind of at a loss as to how to actually do that. I'll try once more. I'm sure there's like a real easy way to do this, and I'm completely unaware of what the easy way is. Doing things the hard way is like my thing. We're both lined up on both sides. Yes. Okay. Cooperate. Oh, see, it's moving the motorbike doing that. Oh, it's not supposed to be that tight. Those are undone all the way, hey? I don't really know. I have no idea what to do there. Yeah, if you got any suggestions, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm thinking I may be able to do this if I. Yeah, so what if I took these off? Yeah, the road. Yeah. Put that one there so I know where they are. That one off as well. That one there. That could work. That one's also broken. Not broken, but like they're not a complete ring. This may work. So I'm thinking if I take these collars off, because they'd be like compressing the rubber a little bit. You just hang them over the end of these. I'm sweating, hey. Oh, over the end of them. Okay, and have a go that way. I don't think that's going to work either. No, all that's done is complicated things. Far out. Let's line them up. Get them out of the road. I really know. I do not really know at all. That first one, that just needs to go in just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, don't know. Honestly, do not know. It's tricky. Everything else has gone smoothly except trying to put this carburetor back in. I knew we were bound to come across an issue sooner or later. At least it's just an issue with trying to put a part back in, not a part being broken or needing like some major repairs. So as far as it goes, it could be much worse, but at the same time, this is quite frustrating. So yeah. There has to be a way to do it. There has to be a way to do it. An easy way. Not an easy way, but a way that actually gets it in there. Maybe I'm reading into this wrong. Position the carburetors to the right hand side of the machine and reconnect the throttle cable. Done. Slide the carburetors into place and then forwards. So they enter the... Okay, they make it sound so easy. It's not that easy. I wish it were, but it's not. It is very difficult at the moment. We'll see if we can get these... I mean, otherwise we're just going to like complicate our own lives by having these things off. So I'll put them back on. Okay, that's that way. You want that one to hang out.
May as well get these clamps back in place.
One more attempt. We'll have one more really good, really strong, really wholehearted attempt to put this back into place. I know that if I start to see these collars, oh no, I'm moving the whole bloody motorbike doing that. I don't know, man. I just do not know. Literally, I reckon a bar in there. This might be a two-person job, having someone just support that and someone with a bar across. So someone just holds it like that and have a bar across the back and just literally just donking it in. Like what I was doing with it. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's give us a bit more of that throw cable, please, so we're not stretching that out too early. I don't want to be stretching that out.
That's going to be a two-person job, so we'll end the stream there. You're going to have to wait for my dad to get here for that one. Anyway, thanks very much for popping by. Hopefully you enjoy watching me struggle for a little bit. Pardon me. Yeah, there's still many more things that need to happen on this bike. Just because the engine's back together doesn't mean this series is over. This series is not over until this thing is roadworthy and on the road and being ridden around by moi, and when I get my restricted license, because at the moment I'm on a restricted learner's license. So this series will be over when I've got restricted license, so I can ride it myself. But until then, yeah, thanks for coming by, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Yeah, end of there.